My guest today is Jayson Street. Jayson, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, my friend?
I am doing great. It's a little bit dark here in Chicago, but that's where hackers do their best work, right?
Exactly. It's like
Darkness.
it's always got to be dark. It's like you don't have your hoodie on, but I'm gonna forgive you.
What's you're a hacker? You're what are they like a white hat hacker, blue team hacker, right?
No, I don't use the term hacker.
Why
It's
not?
like white hat or black hat because it's used to marginalize
Okay.
hacking and making it sound like it's because I just put it this way. When you explain it this way, if you go to a bank every week and you have a business manager at the bank that does your money and manages your money, and then one week he shows you come up there and it turns out that he was arrested for money laundering and embezzlement, you don't go the next week to your new business manager at the bank and say, are you a black hat banker or a white hat banker? Because when you say white hat, that means you're saying that you have to denote that you're a good person or you're just bad. It's like, and so, and the whole, we're not even going to get into the whole history of why white hat and black hat, cowboys was bad. It's like, but it's used to stigmatize hackers. Like, I don't ever look for an ethical dentist or an ethical doctor. So why do I have to say that I'm an ethical hacker? I'm a hacker, not a criminal.
You just described yourself as a hacker.
Yes, I'm a hacker. A hacker has nothing to do with computers. It's about a way a person thinks. Artist, inventors, scientists. They're all hackers. They're all looking at the world differently and trying to make something different when society or the world has said, oh, we've never done that or we don't do it that way. And then a hacker goes like, well, let's try. Let's try to see if we can make that happen.
Interesting. You mentioned the hoodie because that's like the stereotype of the villain sitting in his basement, cracking passwords and trying to break into systems. Hollywood perpetuates this version of the hacker, the cyber criminal. But you and I have talked before. It's really not so much about that. There's sometimes it's very low tech the way people try to commit cybercrime, right?
That's all I do is low tech.
Tell me about it. So give me some examples.
Oh, well, I do social engineering. I try to compromise human nature. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a person to think that the situation that I put them in is normal. It's like a little out of unusual or like odd a little bit, but it's not so odd that they start thinking consciously about it. They're still on autopilot. They're still just doing the day. And so I tell them like I'm with IT or I'm with this company or this company. And I'm like, let me plug in this device. We're doing the USB audit and they'll let me do it.
They let you do it.
Oh, 100%. I've got video of me robbing a bank in another country. And from the first moment I walked into the bank to I compromised the first machine, it was in 15 seconds. And then when the employee stopped me and did everything right almost and didn't let me plug it into their device, but they brought me to the manager, but they didn't talk to the manager. They just said, oh, well, I left them at the manager. I'm sure he'll tell the manager what's going on. And like, but I'm honest. And so when the manager comes up, I tell him, oh, I'm here. I'm doing an audit, USB audit to make the network faster. And then the manager, thinking that she had audited me, that she had like figured out where I was coming from or vetted me, then he goes and says, well, then, yeah, you come with me because she thought he was going to vet me. He thought she vetted me. No one vetted me. And so I literally compromised every machine in that building with the manager escorting me because it was just the perception.
Kids use the same ploy with their parents all the time.
Oh,
Mom said it was okay. Dad,
that's a perfect example. Okay. And also we were social engineering since we were born. You know, when you were a baby and you realized when you cried, you got what you wanted, you cried. When you've been on a first date, you socially engineered. You've told the person like, oh yeah, I'm a wonderful functioning normal human being. Don't look, that's not my emotional baggage. No, I don't know who left that. Well, it's because you want a second date. And you were social engineered because they were doing the same thing.
Right.
If you ever bought something at a used car lot, you've been socially engineered. It's like commercials are all about social engineering, getting people to do something they normally wouldn't think about doing or would want to do.
All right. I actually saw the video you talked about. You walked in, and the lady was resistant at first, but you got around that. You got to. She wouldn't let you use her machine, but she let you compromise other machines, and then eventually her boss let you compromise.
No. The first one is like she just took me straight. She did the right thing where she questioned me, and I told her I was from headquarters. She's like, "Well, you need to talk to my manager then. I don't know anything about this." And then I talked to the manager, and then the manager he believed everything that I said, and so he walked me to everything, including to her machine at the end.
He was very friendly. Yes.
Yeah. He was very helpful. He thought I was going to make the network faster, but I lied.
Tell me the reason you're doing this. It's people are hiring you to test
100%. It's like I started out in before cybersecurity. I started out in law enforcement and physical security. Mm-hmm. I've always liked having the bad guys have bad days. I've always liked catching bad guys. And so when I got into computers, I found computer security. I found I could do computers and security. So I was like, yes, this is awesome. That's when I started to do the actual hacks. I've always started when I had permission, when I was testing the systems and testing to see how things worked out, because you can't really build a good defense without testing it to see if you miss somewhere, because it's not just like a big wall where you can just go and check for holes, or like a big boat and you can check to see if there's a leak by putting it in the water. You have to test the network. You have to test the systems to see if there's a possible way in. And because the way that networks are made and the systems are made, it's an ever evolving thing, because you never know when that next patch creates the next vulnerability. So you got to constantly be aware of it and constantly test your security. So I come in and I show the employees what a bad guy looks like, what a real bad guy looks like, because I mimic an adversary as simulated as possible. So they'll go like, oh, now the next time when that occurs, when an actual criminal comes in and tries to attack them or tries to send them a phishing email or vish them over the phone, they'll be remembering me. Well, right. Oh no, mother! I remember that jerk. It's like, I'm not going to fall for this again. It's like, you can't do anything. No, and that's what it's about. It's about stopping the bad guys before they get a chance to actually do something.
So you're kind of social engineering them by giving them a physical memory of what it looks like to be taken advantage.
That is the biggest amount of work. Robbing people is easy. Turning that event where they actually helped me rob their company, which was a negative thing where they're worried about it or thinking like they are guilty about it, turning that event and turning it into a positive learning experience, that's where all the social engineering, that's where I earn the money, because I turned it into a positive learning experience. Yeah. I tell them, it's like, I wasn't testing you, I was teaching you. You didn't lose, you learned.
Are they accepting of that? Do they thank you for it?
There's literally a 99% percentage of them actually being positive. It's like, right. Some like get upset, some will hang up, but overall, the majority of them, that's when phishing. When I'm doing it in person, it's almost 100%. It's like that I'll get people that are, by the time that I finish, because I try to go as long as it takes to till they fully understand that they're not in trouble. This was just a training exercise.
Yeah. It reminds me a little bit of, I forget which company does this. They have the Chaos Monkey. Are you familiar with this?
Oh, yes. Netflix, I believe they said that. Yeah, I think it was.
They just break things randomly to test what happens in chaos, because you're the Chaos Monkey of cybersecurity, right? You're coming.
That is correct.
Unexpected.
I've been called worse.
Right? So, and the same principle. They think they plan for everything. Let's bring this chaotic individual to come in and just demand to look at the computers and claim he has authority and show maybe a fake ID or maybe just drop a name from HQ.
That's exactly what it is. And now with more and more attacks going online through vishing and phishing, I've been doing that more lately.
Okay.
I've been using. Uh, I've actually. It's so funny because it's 2025. You've got to mention AI at some point during a conversation.
So you're
It's like, but
contractually obligated to mention AI, yes.
yeah, but it's like I've learned. I used AI to create a fake website for me. So it looks very professional. It bypasses all the web filters and all the checks because it looks like a legitimate company.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tell someone to go to it because I need to ask them some questions. And the pretext I use is very convincing. And they'll go to the site. And if they go to the root directory, just like the main one, without going to the path that I sent, they'll see a legitimate site that looks legitimate. So they'll then go and type the rest of the thing out because they'll be feeling safe about it.
Right.
Or helping AI, getting AI to help me generate a good phishing email pretext to make sure it's worded properly, or doing research and recon. I've had AI help me research how I use what city I'm going to, how to blend in best, what terms that most people use, what different colloquialisms, what's nicknames for landmarks or buildings or freeways in that city, so I can feel and blend in more like I belong there. And that's not even getting started about how I've been getting into like cloning voices, doing deep fake videos, making it look like I'm somebody that I'm not, a CEO of a company. Because how many CEOs are on YouTube in an interview with some news or the bank or the their enterprise that interviewed them for their press release? It's like, and that video can be used against them because you can train AI with that one video.
Oh yeah, that part is really scary.
Oh
Somebody could
yes.
take a video of me and have me realistically saying things that had nothing to do with me.
Oh yeah. I tell people one of the key things that we need to go back to, when the more advanced we go, the more we need to remember the analog safeguards. If a company really needs to be able to are worried about getting a Teams call or a FaceTime call or a Zoom call from a CEO, have a code word established. It's like I've established that before AI was even a problem with the bank that I used to work for, that if a client wanted to wire over $100,000, they had to include the one keyword that we gave them at every December. We mailed them like snail mail through FedEx overnight. It's sealed. It's like where it was a little index card that was laminated, and it had 12 words on it, and they were just listed. No explanation, just 12 words. So January, rutabaga. So that means in January, you send an email or you call the bank saying, I need to do a wire transfer for $500,000 to this company because we're trying to like do a new thing, and I need that rutabaga done today. You get the transfer. But if somewhere in that conversation you don't mention rutabaga, then they'll deny it. They will not send it out. And they won't ask you for the code word.
Right. Give me another story. That was a good story that from the video you showed. But what's another story of a social engineering hack?
I think people think that social engineering is just about simply telling someone or being nice. Like I just robbed a company this week. And one of the things that I did was they had these multi-factor authentications. And one of the things was to get the password reset. It's like I would have to do a video. And so I did the video, and I had a black dress shirt on and a white t-shirt, and I had it unbuttoned, and I had glasses, and I looked very sad, like I was about to cry, because my stepfather had just died, and I'm over at his house packing all the stuff up, and I was resetting all the passwords, and I forgot what my password was. It was really emotional. I'm just trying, but I need to get this file out. And it's just one thing after another right here. And if there's any way I could just get this done, and that's how you rob people.
It's password with a 0.
Yeah, and so he reset the password, and so because they think that it's going to be like, oh, you've won $5,000, or I know you. No, it can be just someone saying that there's somebody else.
Yep.
And coming up with like usually a death in the family or something with a personal illness.
Sure.
Humans generally don't like thinking about those things. So when they're having to have that thrown in their face, they want to get off the call as soon as possible. They want to defer to it. So I bring up those things to make them uncomfortable enough that they just want to get me off the phone. They just feel sorry for me. They just feel more empathetic, and they're going to be more likely to do the thing that I want, which they shouldn't do. I love it when a client does the right thing. I had a call where I was trying to get a password reset, and the help desk guy was on the phone for 40 minutes. 40 minutes. I was like the worst guy ever. And he was polite. He was empathetic. And he was kind and understanding. But he would not reset the password because he was sticking to policy. And that was one of my best wins. It was amazing. That's what people should be proud of. Yeah. I'm proud when the client does the right thing. I love it when the clients do right. I'm not trying to break their systems. I'm not trying to find a vulnerability. I'm trying to verify their security and teach them when there's gaps in it.
Let's flip it around. How can we prepare ourselves to combat these things? We don't know what the next attack is going to be. Is it going to be somebody playing on our pity, somebody showing authority? What are some good rules of thumb?
There's only one main rule of thumb I tell people: the child in the road.
Okay.
When a person has driven in a pattern every day, going like from home to work or work to home or home to school and school to home, I will promise you every single person listening to this will remember that one time that at the end of the day, they get back home. And it's usually when they get back home, and it occurs when they're still in the car, in the driveway, or by the time they get to the door, they ask themselves, did I stop at that light? Was that light there? It's like, how did I get, because you were in autopilot, because your brain, your subconscious, it was driving. It still sees everything that you see. It sees more than you see. It hears more than you hear. It filters what you're supposed to be paying attention to while it operates everything. And it's like, and it operates your body all the time. We're not thinking about breathing, but we're still doing it because that's that part of that brain. Now, people get mad at people for getting into autopilot when they're at a computer. But you go on autopilot with a 2-ton vehicle all the time.
Right.
And so, but this is the key thing, and this is what you should remember. If a child ran in the road while you were driving an autopilot, your autopilot would kick in and go, no, child in the road, I'm not taking care of this. You got the wheel. And then you have to react to that. You have to, and the better your situational awareness is, the faster you can respond when your brain goes, this seems a little odd. You listen to that part of your brain more. It's like everybody's had that nagging feeling right before they left the house or they got in the car and then they realize, man, I was just thinking about like that and I left it in the house. And I knew that's what I was thinking about because that's that part of your brain telling you, pay attention. When you're sitting at your desk Monday through Friday, 8 hours a week, 8 hours a day, it's like, of course you're going to go into autopilot like you're driving. It's like it's just going to do the same thing. But when you get that suspicious email, when someone comes up to your desk that they don't always come up to and tell you to do something, when you get that odd request, you need to remember that's like the child in the road. I need to stop going on autopilot. I need to get back into consciously thinking and say, let me question this. I need more information. I need to handle this. It's like my job is to try to make the back part of your brain not trigger anything. So it doesn't really see the kid in the road. I'm just like, nope, there's no kid in the road here. Keep going. It's like, because I want you to just keep going and going with the flow and going with the process. That's what phishing emails and phishing and all the other different kinds of attacks, they want you to just keep following the process and not taking that moment to go and trust your gut and say, no, this is suspicious. I need to ask more questions. I need to stop and actually think about what's happening.
So recognize when things are just a little bit different, and
yes,
and then put some thought into that. Just
definitely
don't business as usual at that point. Then maybe check the URL, ask somebody.
100%.
Don't click the link,
and don't be afraid to put the caller on hold. Don't be afraid to call the person who sent you the email. Find out of bounds, out of the actual chain of communication, and ask them,
right there.
Yeah, exactly. Did you send this? Why did you send me this email? Did you need help, or sending them an email like, did you just call me, or I just got this call saying that I'm supposed to be doing this? Is this actually true? Doing things like that is encouraged by your company. It's like we want to be polite, we don't want to be rude. But it is totally 100% okay to blame your boss, to blame management and say, oh, I would love to help you right now, but management said that we have to do this. Just let me get that confirmation and I'll help you right after I finish getting that confirmation. I'll be able to help you, but first I have to do this. And that's a powerful thing, being able to take a step back and take a breath and think about it.
Awesome. Good stuff. Any final thoughts?
I think one of my biggest thoughts is that it's like we need to question more. It's like we get to the point where we're so caught up in the everyday process, the everyday policy, and we're so used to that routine. It's like when that little routine gets interrupted, we still want to just make it part of the routine when it's not. Just think a little bit more clearly.
Awesome. Well, Jayson, this has been really educational. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. I was really glad to be here. Remember, with all the different kinds of technology out there, it's like used for good and bad. It's like one of the main things that we can keep using it for is for keeping in touch with our friends and finding more connections like that.